Have you ever paid critical attention to your financial life? Or did you know that considering your financial life now could have a massive impact on your future tomorrow? If not, then come with me as we go into 3 key ways you can improve your financial life. Hi, my name is Ato Blankson, or you can call me AKB. I am your finance host for today, and today we are here to learn 3 key ways you can improve your financial life, coming up as a beginner or someone who is very enthusiastic about his or her finance. Things to learn in order to better or improve your financial life. Let's get straight into the video. So first of all, you know that you don't need to be an expert before you can consider improving your financial life. There are some people who are so afraid to implement financial rules and learn about things that would help their financial life, but they are also craving for financial freedom. How does that go, or how does that correlate? Because if you have no financial education, you cannot become financially free, because becoming financially free comes with financial education, having a knowledge of your finances. So first of all, let's go into 3 tips. So the 3 tips that we have to consider is budgeting. Budgeting is what helps you keep track of your money, wherever your money goes and how you spend it. That is the meaning of budgeting. So you don't overspend. You don't spend more than what you have gained or what you have achieved. You track wherever your money goes. That is the meaning of budgeting. So how does budgeting helps personal finance? If I receive an amount of 1,000 in whatever currency, and I know that because I receive this amount, I don't spend more than that money that I've received on certain things or on certain utilities. If I receive 1,000, I may not be able to afford what cost 5,000. You understand? And budgeting, you know that every month you spend 500 of whatever currency you on food. And when you receive 1,000, you know that half of your salary goes into food as far as your budget is concerned. So budget helps you to track. Budget helps you to make deliberate or conscious effort not to overspend more than your capacity or more than what you have gained. That is the meaning of budgeting. The second point is savings. And what is the meaning of savings? For, as we all know, savings means keeping or deliberately, the word is deliberate, to be deliberate, deliberately saving or keeping a particular amount for a particular reason. Yes, keeping a particular amount of money for a particular reason. So you are keeping it over time. You are keeping it for a purpose. You are keeping it to achieve something. Some people save for emergency reasons. Some people save for short-term reasons. And some people also save for long-term reasons. Yes. So for the short-term reasons, maybe you want to buy a car, or maybe you want to buy a phone or a laptop. What you do is you ascertain the cost or the price of whatever thing you want to buy in the short term, and you contribute or you save towards it. So the moment the total amount gets to the target amount that you want to buy that commodity or that item, you go for it. That is the meaning of the short term. And the long term is maybe you want to buy a house for your future. Yes, you want to buy a house for your future. What you do is you save towards it, a long term. For that one, you have a long-term plan for it. And some example is maybe you want to buy a house for your future. You want to buy a house for yourself in future. And what you do is you save towards it. You save towards it. And you know that for that saving, it is aimed at getting a house for yourself. That is the meaning of long term. It is long. It is for over a period of time. Yes. And saving that money, you always bear in mind, or you make a deliberate and a conscious effort in order to achieve whatever you have pursued or you are pursuing. That is the meaning of long term. And for the emergency funds or the emergency savings, it helps us in times of emergency, in times where there can be any chaos, there can be any misfortune, or there can be anything that requires that you provide funds for. Maybe you have an ill parent or an ill sibling or any relative of yours who needs financial aid. Maybe at that moment, because you are not financially prepared, you may not be able to sort that issue out. But with emergency funds, you will be able to tap into that fund, and whatever amount that is needed, you can go for it and sort that issue out. That is what emergency funds do when we need them. So it is very, very important to note that the short term, the long term, and the emergency fund are all necessary for our financial life. And when we pay critical attention to them, it is going to help us in the long run, and it is going to have a greater and a massive impact on our personal finance. Our third point is investing or investment. The third point is an investment. So when we say investment, a word to so many people looks so big. It looks so great. A lot of people are afraid of that word. But investment is not anything that you should be afraid of. Investment is not something meant for a certain class of people. Investment is for everybody. Investment is for all of us. So when we say investment, what is the meaning of investment? Investment is where, in terms of finances, investment is where we channel money into various streams for that money to multiply and grow for us. That is the simple meaning of investment. So if you have an amount that you want that amount to multiply or to grow over time, there are certain portfolios or there are certain things you do in order for that money to grow for you. So what are some of the things you do in order for your money to grow for you, or in order to achieve the purpose of that particular investment that you are targeting? So you can start a business. One of the most common ways to invest is to invest in a business. You can start a business that is not capital intensive. There are businesses that are not capital intensive. And the most important thing to note is that whenever you are starting a business, consider the value proposition of the business. When we say value proposition, the value proposition means that that business is of help to people, to humanity. Humans cannot live without. That is my go-to word for the meaning of value proposition, which means anything that you want to invest into, being it business, make sure that your customers cannot live without your business. And there are certain key things that human beings cannot live without. Name some, which is food, water, electricity, finance, which is banking and all that. And we have so many things: health, pharmaceutical products, and all those things. These are things that human beings can never live without. They are always with us, and they are go-to stuff that we always need them in our lives. That is why you have to invest in things that brings value to people's lives, so that they can see the need of transacting with you or doing business with you. Another thing, or another portfolio that you can consider, is getting into the financial world. When I say getting into the financial world, diving deep, talking more about the bonds and the treasury bills and the stocks and the shares and what have you. These are financial portfolios that we need more education on. We need to abreast ourselves with all these things that we can, over time, grow our money. If you have a bank that you save with or you transact with, visit that bank and receive adequate knowledge on some portfolios, such as treasury bills, such as bonds, such as stocks and shares. Yes, they will educate you on that, and we will dive deeper into it. This is just the preliminary stages or the basic stages of this topic as far as investment is concerned. We are going to dive deeper, bring you strategies, bring so many things that concerns our personal finance life as far as growing our personal finance is concerned. So at this point, let me share a personal experience about my personal finance. I'm not going to go deeper, but I'm just going to give you a surface of it. Gone are the days where I was living from pay to paycheck. I was always waiting for my salary to come. So when the salary comes, I spend, and I was always thinking that so far as I'm being paid, or I'm on a monthly salary survival, I'm always going to wait for my salary. When it comes, I spend, I use it for what I want, without considering my personal finance. And do you know what happened to me? I got to realize that before the end of every month, I'm broke. Before the end of every month, I become broke. So I didn't understand. I receive salary every month. I go to work. Maybe I do some small side hustles on the side and make something small out of that. But I always get broke before the end of the month. Before my attention was drawn onto personal finance and financial education. In fact, when I started taking my financial education serious, I began to realize so many things that I never really considered as far as my personal finance was concerned. So I took a bold step, started having financial literacy. I was educating myself on finances. I went online, reading books, listening to podcasts. I've watched majority or most of financial videos on YouTube. I've spent time reading books, watching a lot of videos, and listening to experts concerning personal finance and financial growth for every human. I got to realize that I don't need to be an expert. There's something I always say that you don't need to be a driver, or you don't need to be an expert driver before you know that someone is driving recklessly. You know why? Because when someone is driving reckless, you know that this reckless driving can be harmful and can be detrimental to the lives of a lot of people. That is the meaning of what I'm saying. So, because I don't need to be an expert, then I need to take things into my own hands, because nobody is coming to rescue me out of my financial mismanagement or my financial whatever thing that has got to do with the negativity of my finances. So I took bold step. I learned. I did everything that I could, and in fact, it has really helped me, and it has really had a big impact upon my finances as far as my financial growth is concerned. So if you enjoy, or if you have enjoyed this journey up to this point, I will consider you subscribe, you share, and you would push it to loved ones who are key or who are enthusiastic about improving their financial life and growing their money. I believe if you also take your finances into your own hands and make conscious and deliberate effort to improve your financial life, or to have requisite financial knowledge, you are also going to keep improving. I know that we have not gotten there yet, but once we have made up our minds, once we have taken the conscious effort to psych our minds that we are not going to remain where we are, and we are going to make sure that we are going to grow our financial life, we are going to get there. So consider subscribing, like the video, and I have other videos on this channel. Watch them and be inspired. So I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.